How's it going, everyone? Want to give you guys a quick update on PlayStation Plus, as it is your last chance to get the excellent lineup that was offered in December as we are heading into January, and I want to take you guys through some really solid PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 game-related deals, game and hardware deals. We'll get to that in a little bit, but first of all, want to remind you guys, take advantage of the PlayStation Plus offerings for December as we're heading into January. If you got a PlayStation Plus subscription for the holidays, make sure you add these games to your library. You have to add the games to your library. A lot of people get duped with that. When you have a subscription running, you do have to add these games to your library, so make sure you do redeem them. It's a really good opportunity for you to check out some great titles. BioMutant, DKO, Divine Knockout, that is the Founders Edition, and then also Mass Effect Legendary Edition is obviously the big title. For a lot of people, BioMutant was the bigger title, given that BioMutant is a game that a lot of people skipped out on in 2021 after the reviews came out, and it was, received a little bit mid, and I think a lot of people this month have checked the game out and realized, hey, it's actually not that bad of a game. Yes, it may have gotten some 6s and 6.5s out of 10s, but that doesn't mean you're automatically gonna hate a game. No, guys, sometimes a 6, a 6.5 out of 10 can end up being a game that you really enjoy. Remember, a game being good and a game that you personally enjoy, two distinct different things. Like, that's why a lot of people bug out when I say I enjoyed Horizon Forbidden West this year more than God of War. Like, I concede that I think God of War is the better game, but personal enjoyment-wise doesn't always correlate with, review scores or how you objectively view a game. Sometimes there's just that je ne sais quoi that a game can offer. And I'm not saying BioMutant has that je ne sais quoi, but it's a game that I think people are going into now with tempered expectations and realizing, hey, there's some awful narration in the game, there's some clunky gameplay, but overall, it's a charming little open world title with a very colorful world, and it's got some very in-depth customization options that ultimately leads the game to being a nice offering for PlayStation Plus, and it runs really well on PlayStation 5. There's a legit PS5 upgrade available, and you obviously get that with this Plus offering. And then, if you're one of the 3 people that haven't played the Mass Effect games, the Legendary Edition is awesome. And a lot of you guys may have played the Mass Effect games, but you decided not to pick up the Legendary Edition because you had played the games already. Well, I mean, there's a lot of reason to replay Mass Effect. It's freaking Mass Effect. Mass Effect is awesome, so go play through those games again. Mass Effect 1 obviously does show its age, but they did what they could, or they at least tried a little bit to get Mass Effect 1 up to the level of Mass Effect 2 and 3, but Mass Effect 2 still is in a class of its own. Even if you compare Mass Effect 2 to games that come out in 2021, 2022, Mass Effect 2 is still up there with the best games of all time. It's just a tremendous RPG, and Mass Effect 3 is pretty good as well, ending aside. And then you also got DKO, Divine Knockout, which people, I don't know how many people are checking that out, but I believe it'll ultimately be a free-to-play game. I don't know. It's published by Hi-Rez, so Season 1, or excuse me, we're in the Founders Edition season, so it'll be interesting to see if this game is ultimately a free-to-play title. Alright, moving on from that, I do want to take you guys through some solid PlayStation game deals available right now. Dying Light 2 Stay Human, the PS4 copy that'll get you a free upgrade to the PlayStation 5 copy, is $21 on Amazon. If you want the PS5 case, that version is $29. I don't think you should spend an extra $8 just to get a case that says PS5 on it. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't think that's worth it. But Dying Light 2 is a game that I personally enjoyed. Yes, it absolutely has some shortcomings. Yes, it is not as good as Dying Light 1. Nobody should make any bones about that. This game ain't as good as Dying Light 1, but it is a solid open world game. The parkour elements are still awesome. Like, I think if they took Dying Light's parkour elements and just made a game about parkouring in Dying Light's world and you're escaping from zombies and no combat, I think that could be a fun little downloadable title. I'm not saying it could be a $60 game, but it could be a fun little downloadable title, and they have some parkour challenges that they added into this game as well. Narratively, it starts off really, really good, and then it just falls off a cliff, in my opinion. I don't think the ending is satisfying at all. I know there's multiple endings, but I just don't think the story was satisfying by the end. It does have some interesting moments, and there's definitely some, heart-racing moments, and content-wise, there's a ton to do in the game, and, overall, not worth $60, $21 on the other hand, I think it's a pretty good buy. Now, I like to mention this whenever we talk about Dying Light 2. You saw what happened with Dying Light 1. If past this prologue, then Dying Light 2 is going to get a bunch of other editions. It's going to get, the Enhanced Edition, the Platinum Edition, the Complete Edition, the Game of the Month Edition. I don't know, but you know, that is something to consider. But given that Dying Light 1 ultimately got its complete edition, like 6 years after the game initially came out, 6 or 7 years after the game initially came out, do you really want to wait that long to pick up Dying Light 2? Maybe you do. If you do, wait that long. If not, $21 I think is a really good buy. Next up, over at Best Buy, we've got Last of Us Part 2 Standard Edition down to $11, which this is available for $9.99 over on the PlayStation Store, but if you want a physical copy, it's $11. I'm not going to get into my thoughts on Last of Us Part 2. You guys already know what I think, so I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole again since this is such a divisive game, and I'm not really down for that right now. Next up, AI the Somnium Files nirvanA Initiative Standard Edition, $30.38. Obviously, play AI the Somnium Files first. This is a sequel to it. It's a really good game. I don't think it's as strong as Somnium Files, the first game, and again, you should definitely play that, but it's still good, has some quirky moments, has some really good story elements to it. Hopefully they do another title at some point, but who knows if that'll happen. $30 and change for nirvanA Initiative. I think that's a pretty good price. These Spike Chunsoft games tend to hold up in price for a little bit, but ultimately, you know, a year or two down the line, it will get cheaper. Like, you look at Danganronpa 3, that game is fairly cheap these days. It'll ultimately happen with nirvanA Initiative. It's just this game came out back in June, so bear that in mind. Greedfall Gold Edition, $14.38. This was available through PlayStation Plus. I can't recall if it was Greedfall or if it was the Gold Edition. Nonetheless, if you don't have it, $14.38. It's not the best RPG in the world. It's done by Spiders, the studio that just put out Steel Rising. And Greedfall was one of their games that I felt like turned out really well in terms of, you don't expect AAA big budget RPGs from Spiders. You expect like AA RPGs, and Greedfall was a decent little AA RPG that you shouldn't spend $50 or $60 on, but $14.38 I think is a pretty good price. Lastly, I do want to note a couple of good SSD deals if you're looking to expand your PlayStation 5 storage. WD Black 2TB NVMe 187. These are pricey, man. These NVMEs go for a pretty penny, and you know, a lot of you guys need more than whatever the 650 gigabytes that the PS5 has. I know you can delete, re-download games, but if you're looking to expand it, the 2TB is $187, and then the 1TB is $110. You probably want to go the 2TB route just to, you know, have 2TB of storage. 1TB will expand your storage a little bit, but not by a great extent. But 2TB, that's pretty solid, and given that, you know, we got a lot of 100 gigabyte games these days, 2TB really comes in handy. So, you know, if you do want that, I'll leave a link in the description box below. But that'll do it for me again. If you are a Plus subscriber, or if you're thinking about re-upping, remember, this is your last chance to redeem the December titles. You got Mass Effect, you got DKO, you got BioMutant. Play BioMutant, play Mass Effect, of course. I don't really gotta sell you on Mass Effect, but yeah, last chance for that. Dying Light 2, Last of Us Part 2, AI the Somnium Files, Greedfall, and some storage options if you're looking for that on PS5. That'll do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.